realities, realities that are not their own, make them grow, make them see a broader, they have a broader view of real life, right? Okay, the next thing is it should be self-correcting, right? Students should be able to correct themselves. Students should have, first of all, students should have the opportunity to correct themselves, right? And once the teacher spots the mistake or the error, it should show the student and say, okay, this is what happened here. Do you think you can fix it yourself? Right? Because again, giving them the answer is just too easy. They should be able to, because if you taught this grammar, let's say you taught them grammar and they made a mistake, they can actually go back to their notes or to their book and try to figure out what happened. And if they can't, maybe you have to think about replanning your lesson and reintroducing the content again, because maybe they didn't get it in the first place, right? So it helps you plan your lesson. But for the student itself, they should be able to take a look and analyze. Remember what he mentioned in the video, the capacity for analysis. They should be able to analyze what happened there and identify what the problem was and try and fix it, right? So not only that, if you go a little further, if you go a little broader, right? They should be able to try and evaluate themselves at one point. So in here we're talking about self-assessment. Let's say you went through a unit in your book, and at the end of it, students should be able to say, for example, use the structure can or can't. They should be able to talk about their talents, should be able to talk about the things they can and they cannot do. So you go through the unit, and then at the end of it, you talk to the student and say, okay, these are the things that you should be able to do now. Can you do those things? And they have to go item through item and say, okay, I'm okay with this. This is not okay. I need reinforcement of this. This is fine. Right? So this is the student on one side doing their own self-analysis, and the teacher on the other side saying, okay, let's see what happens there. Okay, this is a match, so you're okay with that. This one, you think you're not doing okay, but you actually are. Maybe you are struggling a little bit. That means it doesn't mean that you are not doing it well, but it may mean that you may need. But it may mean that you need more practice. Right? There may be something that the student thinks is doing really, really well, but the teacher says, okay, no, I think it could be better. It could go better. Maybe you need improvement here. Right? So at this moment, we're talking, the process of self-analysis is good for them because they're going to have to go through that through life. This is not just something that they're going to do at school. They're going to have to do it at work, and they're also going to have to do it especially in their relationships. Right? The ability to go back and try to identify, okay, what happened? What was good and what was wrong? And if I know what was wrong, what can I do to fix it? Right? Okay. Sorry?
No, I'm reading.
Okay, self-correcting. All right? Okay? All right. Now, it's your turn. Yeah? Okay, so let me ask you again. What are the 21st century skills? What are the 21st century skills? What are the 4 C's?
Yes.
Critical thinking,
Communication, collaboration, and
connections? Yeah, in one way. Yes, in one way. Yeah. Okay. The 4 main are collaboration, communication, sorry? Critical thinking, and creativity. Right. Okay. So think about your experience as a teacher, and think about ideas to work with the 4 C's in class. You are probably doing it already, right? So let's hear your ideas. Can you give me any ideas or suggestions on how to work with the 4 C's in the class? Tell me about one experience of yours that was successful. Yes?
All right. So yesterday I had a class on business English, and then I wanted to do something different.
Yeah.
So I asked my students if they had already been to a museum.
Mm-hmm.
And I have one
Mm-hmm.
So then I asked them if they had been to what inside of the museum, which is like not a museum, but they just open up colleges. They went like, was it near?
Uh-huh.
And they actually walked away from it. They were connected.
Uh-huh.
Very connected. And then I had the papers because I already visited the exhibition, which you probably visit as well, which is the clock.
Right.
It's a 24-hour exhibition, like relating the time and correlating the time and the time in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I got the papers in the museum, so I put like 4 copies of each of them. So first I showed them the titles after bringing the discussion, if they could relate the clock with something in their lives.
Mm-hmm.
And they come out with a lot of things like, yeah, because we associate time with work, with job, with work that we have in daily routines and a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then to relate to the business, which is their interest, I started asking them like, what makes people to invest their money in this sort of projects?
Mm-hmm.
And what those projects bring to our society. And then I went a little bit further, because we have had a lot of problems recently with people dealing with like, they don't even visit a museum, but they have an opinion for everything, like the guy who was nude, the guy who took pictures. I'm not saying I'm favor or against, but it's like everyone has an opinion, even though they don't even saw it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then they started giving their opinions and talking about it and why sponsor this sort of things, what these things bring to the reality.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, I gave them the paper so they could go through, read, find some vocabulary which they were not familiar with.
Right.
And they ended up getting very interested in visiting the exhibition because it was something kind of interesting considering they have time for nothing.
Oh, that's great. That's a great thing. Congratulations. That's amazing. Congratulations. So you see, what happens is something that probably a content that wasn't relevant for them, all of a sudden became relevant, right? Because of how you did it, how you relate the first of all, how you relate the concept of time with the exhibit, and why they should see the exhibit, right? Because, and this is something that happens too. We were having this conversation this morning, right? We don't see people actually going to museums here in Brazil, right? And when we see people at museums here, they are from different places. They are not from São Paulo. They are from different cities or maybe different countries. They come to São Paulo to see art here. So how come people who actually live here don't go, right? Mm-hmm.
And the other was like, we have money. Like,
they didn't even know.
It was very crazy.
Uh-huh.
And then they could also connect because we were studying branding 2 classes.
Right.
So they were like, but we can associate with the brand, which is behind, doing some sort of marketing. So they ended up relating what I had not even thought about.
Right. That's amazing.
I was to relate another item. You mentioned museum.
Yeah.
I asked my students to describe something,
Mm-hmm.
and something that we have in the city. And some of the students went to a museum, and the item was there is, there are,
Uh-huh.
and they wrote a leaflet of a museum, the opening time, the address, and what they have inside the museum. There is, there are, something, but some of them use have.
Uh-huh.
I didn't teach have. The museum has or have.
Mm-hmm.
I explained the difference, and they wrote a leaflet that could be used in some cases.
That's great.
And one of my group was a tourist guide,
Mm-hmm.
and they use in the everyday life this leaflet that they produce to talk about the place when they are in a group of
That's a great idea.
tourists.
Mm-hmm. Did you hear what he talked about? That's a great idea. It's an amazing idea. Uh-huh.
I was in a school, and I asked them to go around the school and describe to me what they saw, and using there is, there are.
Right.
And some of them describe it very well, and some items that they don't know, I taught them.
Mm-hmm.
Or I explain how to know using a magazine, and they see, oh, this is this, that's that. It was very grateful for me.
Oh, that's nice. That's amazing. That's good. All right, any other ideas? I'll give you one. How about to give me some suggestions on how to incorporate technology in the class?
Huh?
Technology. Do you incorporate technology in class? Yeah, sometimes, but how? Can you give me an example? We use videos. Right. What else?
But, I use video, I use tablets, but just one day
Mm-hmm.
I was not with the trouble in the computer room, but I was acting like I have a problem
Uh-huh.
with computer, a desktop,
Right.
and I asked for some help, and they try to say very beginners,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe it's this. I say the word in English.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the words that are part of computer are in English.
Right.
And we discuss, and then I fixed because it was not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And they use.
So you pretended.
Yeah, I was pretending, and they use they learn the words of a keyboard, mouse,
Mm-hmm.
and everything.
All right. Okay, that's great. Okay, can you give me other ideas on how to incorporate it? Do you work with teens or kids?
Not
You do? Yeah? Have you used technology in class? How?
Using the computer to show videos on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
some music. Sometimes I ask my students to use the cell phone for dictionaries,
Right.
to work with definitions.
Uh-huh.
words.
Right. Okay. Have you asked them to actually produce something?
Yes, when very shy, I did this with all my students in that class.
Mm-hmm.
But this was special for the very shy. I asked them for something to read,
Mm-hmm.
and they read at home and speak on a vocal or something or WhatsApp and send me
The recording.
audio.
Mm-hmm.
They are not in. They are maybe if they speak wrong one time, they can redo that.
Mm-hmm.
It was very helpful.
Oh, that's great. Okay. How about this? How about have your students produce a piece of video and post it on a social network? Because everyone is on social network these days, right? Have them post it on social network. Well, not everyone. Okay, but most of them, right? Okay, if they're not, they can post it on social media. They can post it on Facebook. They can post it on Snapchat, or they can even send it to you.
Platform like Padlet, for example.
Exactly. You can use Padlet. Do you use
I
Padlet?
haven't really done that, but it was like 3 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have, like, I usually teach one-to-one. So sometimes I gather all of the students and ask them so they can compare because it's like teenagers and that.
Mm-hmm. All right.
When you have groups, it's much easier and more interesting than only one.
Right. Do you know Wishwall? Do you know? Have you heard of this website called Wishwall? No. You can actually. I'm not sure the URL at this moment, but you can Google it. Wishwall. Wishwall is a wall, pretty much, right? And you open access to your students at that class in a particular time, and they can actually access it from their own devices. It can be the phone or the tablet or anywhere. So basically, what you have is a wall on the screen. You will have pretty much a blank page. And you send them a question. You ask them a question. So, for example, what did you do last week? What did you do in your vacation? And they would type it in. And their answers will appear on the board. Wish wall. Yes, and as in wall. Yeah, wish wall. Right? So, yeah. So what happens? They can actually, and you see their answers on the board. So it's very nice because they actually see it, right? And they can actually start doing it. And when they see it on the wall, they feel when they see it on the board, they actually feel more stimulated to keep writing and to keep going.
Use a
Right?
post-it.
Yes, kind of like a post-it. Yes. Okay. So what they see is like post-its on the wall with the things that they wrote. Right. Another one is Wordle. You know Wordle? You've seen those word clouds, right? When you see, for example, a Wordle about technology is all the group of words that are all grouped together. We say technology, computers, relations, friendship, Wi-Fi, access, connection, da 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 da. This is a Wordle, right? So if you look it up and you find the Wordle, the Wordle website, you can actually come up with those word clouds as well, right? You can create that. They can create that as well. Have them access these websites. Have them use these websites, right? And work in class. Have them produce pieces that are not just pieces of, sorry? Wordle, W-O-R-D-L-E. I have to write it down. I have to write it down. Of course, I don't know. Yeah. So the thing is, you have students make use of the technology, not just for something that you gave them. Have them produce something for you, right? But this is not, because in the end, it's not just for you, it's for them too, right? And they can post it on social media, they can post it on Snapchat, they can post it on Facebook, they can post it on YouTube, right? And these things will actually generate more ideas for different projects in the future. All right? Okay. Of a
A small book, a booklet.
Ah, okay. Right. That's great. Okay. So you see, there are tons of ideas that you can actually use. You just need to find them and go for them. All right? Okay, guys. So we have pretty much come. Yes?
I'm sorry. A few weeks ago, I did an activity with my students.
Yeah.
In every place, like a phone call in English.
Mm.
And I made them call each other in English.
Right.
And it was a very fun activity. It was a very.
But were they? What did they talk about on the call?
Yeah, there were specific topics like to use present perfect and cultural awareness, this kind of stuff.
Right.
And they had to talk to each other on the phone about these
But
topics.
in class?
Yeah, during the class.
You had them call each other in class?
I had 2 classrooms.
Right.
And I put a group of students in one classroom.
Oh, so they called the people in the other
It was
room.
a very good activity. Yeah, it was very fun, yeah.
How did they feel?
At the beginning, they were kind of uncomfortable with the situation because it was more difficult to do this. Yeah, but after a few minutes, they got along with it.
Oh yeah, the feeling uncomfortable is just normal for us in any situation using the phone, right? Or in any language, even in Portuguese, they could get uncomfortable.
And it was like the first phone call in English, so it was very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what you can actually do? Call them
You call them.
every once in a while and call them and talk to them in English, and then after that, have them call each other more often out of the class. This is actually it's real practice for them.
Yeah.
And it's unexpected, so there is no, they don't have the anticipation of, oh my God, I'm gonna get a phone call. Oh my God, I get a phone. Yeah, they're just gonna pick up the phone and they're gonna have to respond, right? Yes, but the only rule is that once you call them, they cannot hang up.
Yeah, sure.
Right? They have to pick it up and not hang up on you. Yeah. So yeah, and so they don't have that anticipation when they pick it up, they say, oh, okay, I'm gonna have to respond. So yes, hello, and then a conversation begins.
At the beginning of the activity, I was just listening. I'm sorry. Can you repeat? I'm sorry. It was just that.
Right.
After a few minutes, it was okay.
And you see, they actually use the strategies that you teach them. You see, because they're saying, I'm sorry. Can you speak up?
Yeah.
Can you repeat it? Right? We don't see them actually using that. Right? But when they are in a real situation, they will use it. Right? Yes?
I just teach adults
Uh-huh.
teach practice. So what I do is I give them prompts on a class,
Mm-hmm.
in a class, and I say, next week I'll call you to talk about this.
Uh-huh.
So I give them the name of a play or the name of a book.
Mhm.
I give them the prompts.
Right.
So when I call, they have to know what they have to answer to me, because otherwise
Uh-huh.
they can hang up and they can say, I don't know. So it's a listening, speaking activity, and it's fun because I call them
Uh-huh.
out of the blue.
Does it work?
Yes.
How do they feel?
And I would say that 50% of them uncomfortable, but 50% they like it very much.
Uh-huh. But they get used to it. They get uncomfortable in the beginning, but then as you keep calling them, they will get used to it.
But later on, after doing that, I don't know, 10 weeks, 12 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
they get used to it.
They get a call once a week.
I call once a week,
Right.
sometimes twice.
You call them at the same. Every time you call them at the same time.
Of course not.
No, call them at different times.
Surprise.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah, that's surprise.
Uh-huh.
So when I give them in the class, I give them the prompts, I tell them, look, I'm going to call you during the week. So
Sometime during the week.
sometime in the week.
Uh-huh.
Of course, I know the time that they have lunch or sometimes the best time to call them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to call them in the middle of the day.
A meeting.
You know.
Right.
So
Okay.
I think it's nice.
No, it's great.
I call them on Skype,
Uh-huh.
out of the blue. So,
Hello.
hello.
All right.
I think it's a nice way to
That's a great idea.
personalize
Mhm.
and to bring them not to bring them to the real level of English, because I always say it's English for them is not their real life. Because
Mhm.
they speak Portuguese all day long.
Right.
So, but it's a way to bring English to their lives.
Oh, it's true. No, but let's say, for example, maybe it's not part of their reality right now, but as they get, as they progress in the, as they begin to produce more and more and more of the language, at one point they're going to have to get through a Skype call in English. They're going to have to talk to someone. They're going to go on a trip. Or they're going to have to call someone.
Or
So.
to write an email or to write something.
So it's not part of the reality right now, but as they do that, it might be in the future, it might be in the short future,
Yes.
right? So it's practice, and it's practice anyway, right? I think one of the things I have a student who told me that she said she went on a trip and she knew the basic things, right? She knew how to ask for information on the street. She knew how to get to the places she wanted to go. She knew how to go shopping. She knew the language for shopping. She knew the language for ordering food in a restaurant. And then one night she was at a hotel room with her husband and the phone rang. And she didn't know what to do because that was forgotten. So it was my mistake because I didn't work with that particular thing. I didn't work with that particular kind of language in class, right? So she didn't know what to do. So she didn't pick it up. And I was like, why didn't you pick it up? I mean, people might think that there's no one in the room. Maybe they want to know if there's someone in the room. And that was it. And I didn't know what to do. And she said, literally, she said, I didn't know what to say. I said, okay, so that was my mistake. We're going to work on that. Right? And we worked on that. And then, so they are ready for that kind of, situation. Right?
I don't remember what happened, but was about 10 years ago. I made a real call during the class to a hotel to book for a room. I know that the hotel was completely booked. And then they don't understand anything that the operator mentioned. But then we could repeat until they knew that it was the conversation that we learned at class. It was very interesting.
Yeah, once you connect reality to the classroom, everything makes sense, right? Everything makes sense for them. All right, okay, that's great. Okay, guys, so basically we've come to the end of this presentation. So I'm going to show you very quickly the bibliography used for it. Yeah. Yeah, you see a lot of you will see a lot of links there.
Oh, I mentioned 6C.
Yeah, 6 C's. There are not just 4 anymore. Actually, there are 6. Right? Yeah. Okay.
It's possible to have the this presentation.
I don't know. It's actually you have to talk to the booksellers. But take a look at the bibliography. If you can, I don't know if you can snap a picture of this. Right? Okay? And I'm just going to end this presentation, pictures. Feel free to take pictures. Right? Oh, and just another resource that is great for class. Do you use TED Talks?
Yeah.
Yeah? TED Talks are great for class. Yeah.
TED ED as well.
Sorry?
TED ED.
From TED ED, yes. No, from TED in general. There are great talks from TED in general. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. And I'm just gonna finish end this presentation with my info. Is that okay? Yeah? I'm going to finish it with my info. There you have my name and my email and the link for the Cambridge website. So feel free to browse through our catalog. Take a look at our new books for kids, for teens, for adults, for business, dictionaries and exams. Right? Browse through, and not only you will see information about the books, you will also see resources for download for free. Okay? You just need to sign up. Okay? And I'm going to end this saying thank you very much. Okay?